Welcome to the Creative Permission Slip, where creativity is wild, necessary, and waiting for you. I'm your host, Amy Carlson, Integrative Life and Leadership Coach, here today to chat with you about the idea of using nature as inspiration for fresh starts, for the feeling of new beginnings, rather than just paying attention to a calendar. I don't know about you. Even though I like the feeling of January 1st, I like the feeling of a new calendar, I like the feeling of a new year, it doesn't always mean that I'm ready, that I'm in the energy, especially the creative energy, to kick off a new goal. It doesn't always mean that I am full of inspiration. And so, what I have been starting to do and kick around the idea and encourage clients to do is take a page out of nature's wisdom and see if when the sun is at its spring equinox time, if that seems to be make more sense for you to start something new. If you happen to feel more creative, then, if you are sensing more inspiration, more life force flowing through you, if you have the desire to literally and figuratively plant some seeds. Now, where I live, in January, you're definitely not planting seeds outside. In Montana, that is not going to get you anywhere. Even planting seeds inside in Montana, because of the lack of daylight and because of the amount of time those little seeds would have to stay in that little tiny pot waiting to get outside, they're probably not going to make it. So I do know, though, that when I have literally started seeds inside in March or early April, it's the perfect time because they have a chance to, number one, they get enough daylight because we are at that point where the amount of sunlight and evening, is equal. Therefore, the equinox, right? So sitting in the windowsill, those little seeds are going to get enough sunlight. And then it's also close enough time, temperature-wise, that by the time they start to grow from the seed into that little tender stalk into a plant that can go outside in the wind and such, it really lines up. By the time they get to that stage, it the weather outside is ready, that I can plant them out there, and it all just naturally works out. What if that was the case for you? Whether it's a creative project, whether it is inspired action towards a health goal, whether it is a new way of being in relationship because you are inspired, whether it is some uh, new plan with your finances. Doesn't it make sense that the time of year, the springtime, might really serve you better to feel like it's a fresh start, to feel like new year, new you, whatever phrase you want to put with it, that it literally makes sense because nature's doing it this way. Why wouldn't we? Rather than trying to push ourselves out of kind of a hibernation, internal reflection state in January. And all of a sudden, you know, get up at 6 a.m. and start working out. Maybe that works for some of you. And if it does, that is fantastic. Keep doing it. But for those of us that don't quite feel ready for something, I just want to give you permission and share the invitation that maybe springtime is your new year. Maybe that is the time when you really come alive with ideas, with energy, with life force, and it all makes sense and it all happens easier. So, my friend, if you are so inclined, right now, here we are prepping for the spring, if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, and just check in with yourself. Would you like to give it a go this year? Would you like to try and see what a spring new year would feel like? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Be sure and send me a message. You'll find my email below in the show notes. I read every email that comes through, I answer them, and I would love to hear what you are thinking about this idea. Until next time.